When we were trying to nail this SEO thing, we created a post called Michael Jackson is Not Dead. And we chose that title because there were 32,800,000 posts on that particular topic. If you look up Michael Jackson is not dead or words to that effect, Anthill comes up #1. And the post is a story about marketing and how marketing lessons that we learned from Michael Jackson will live on forever. But we wanted to test that headline. Interestingly, yes, we got a spike for the next week that was incredibly large. The comments at the foot of the thing were outrageous and just some of them were just absurd. But we could also track through Google Analytics where they were going. And there was about 10% who really found value in our site and moved around and checked out multiple pages. So I wouldn't underestimate the whole lot.
The other thing I'd say about once you've worked out who that community that you want to reach is, often there'll be many other blogs and many other sites already writing about the same sort of stuff. Go in and join that conversation yourself and they'll come back to you. When we launched Mumbrella, which is just a little bit over a year ago, I was absolutely shameless in working out, okay, these are the, probably in the end, 50 or so blogs within Australia who have something to say that might be interesting. And dropping by and sharing a view, and there was none of that kind of really cheesy, and I wrote a post about that, here's the link. It was just, put in my view from Tim at Mumbrella, and then if people want to choose the link then they will, or otherwise, but it starts to establish that you've got a view, you've got something to say, and people may follow the link and come back to you. So that to me, I was probably spending, particularly in those early days, and I'm ashamed I don't spend as long doing it now, but 20 or 30% of my time just going out to where the conversations were happening and joining in the conversations so that it seemed legitimate for people to come back and have the conversation with me as well. And hopefully, you do it for cynical reasons, but then you give it some value as well.
Someone earlier mentioned about empowering CEOs to actually become a voice of the company or choosing people who would be a voice of the company. Tim, here's a poster child for that. Look at what he did. Research him. Because right from the outset created a community with a funny name called Mumbrella, and if you look at his statistics now in the competitive landscape, they're astonishing. And they came about, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, Tim, because your personality shone through, and your personality connected with the sort of community that you're interested in speaking to. If it was Donahue, you'd all clap now, but it's not.
Quick comment on that last question. My advice, charge people money. We've seen, we actually launched we worked with one company that had brilliant technology, a lot of marketing behind it, and it was free, and they were like, wow, anyone in the world can come, we're a .com, and no one gave a shit. And there's other company in Australia called Get a Life, which we think is a pretty average name, but they charge money, and you can go to live events, and they get people who care. If you're not interested enough to join and pay the money, then you won't be a part of it. So everyone who's in there is really wants to be there. The other thing, when you charge money, you make sure that it's worth a lot. So a lot of times freemium products are like, well, it's free, I don't have to try that hard, so the value is only small. So once you start charging money, you'll up the ante as well.
I think it's probably getting quite late. There was one question around here before that I saw, or is it now over there? Okay. Sorry, it's passed. Okay. Is it okay?
Is this on? Yeah. Hi. I just wanted to go back, ask you all, just to come back on one thing. When you said earlier, you said, go to where the people are. And then when you were talking about, and to me, so I'm ex-advertising land, that's the bit where there's a danger that people will behave in an intrusive way, because you're basically going into their space. That's the old ones. The new model, I agree with you, is lots more private networks. So I was also interested in that answer about Facebook. How do you reconcile how we're going to make that transition away from a world where basically advertisers are trying to leap into the spaces where people are, as opposed to a world, which I think we're going to have to get to fairly quickly, where the advertisers are creating spaces to which people genuinely want to come?
I suppose maybe it comes back to that phrase that you hear people using more and more about the difference between paid media and earned media, and the argument becomes that everybody in communications has to understand how to earn their place in the conversation, maybe.
Just one perspective on that. It's about creating value for communities, and basically advertisers have never done that. So it doesn't mean they can't do it, but It's an entirely new set of skills and capabilities and behaviors to be able to generate conversation spaces where people engage and so on. And since this we're relatively early on, in a lot of what's happening, I think anybody can put their hands up and say, okay, yeah, well, I'll develop the skills, I will get ahead, and I'll be able to create that space. So I think we've already seen quite a few shifts in what agencies are, how they have positioned themselves, the skills and capabilities they're developing, so it's people they're hiring, and that's part of that further transition required to actually say, yes, we can and we will create value for communities in order to get them to engage. That's new skills and capabilities, largely.
And I guess that's kind of where I was looking for, because when I think about people like Huggies have done a really good job, but they've done it by creating their own space, not by jumping into other people's. And that's really kind of where I was getting to, because to me, it's got to come from creating spaces we want to come to. If we still talk too much about going to where the people are and jumping into their space where they're doing what they're currently doing, the risk is advertisers are going to continue to behave in the old way, which is not going to help.
It's kind of like when I was talking before about owning the eyeballs or renting the eyeballs. The problem is when you're renting the eyeballs, you treat those eyeballs like you do when you rent anything. Like you drive your rental car on the gravel and you don't mind hammering the nails in the wall of your rental property. But the moment that audience is yours, suddenly you're inclined to treat it with respect and care, because you'll end up losing that audience.
Whether it's in their space or your own, if you're not real about it, then they'll know instantly and they'll go. So if you don't have patience, if you're not authentic about it, and that only really gets tested when someone says, you suck, and you have to answer and go, yeah, we did suck there. And then they go, oh, cool, how you going? And then they'll talk to you. But if you go, well, based on our communication, we can only say that the circumstance, it's like, they'll just run, because they don't have to. And that's the thing, in terms of control, that's one of the things that the bigger companies are scared of, is that they can no longer pull the strings. It's like, they'll just go away. Like,
I think there is a big flaw in the way that a lot of agency and creative agencies and marketing agencies, the way that it's structured, in the sense that you have a creative agency creating the artwork, then they go send it to the media buyers, and the media buyers allocate where that artwork goes, and then you've got a PR agency that's off somewhere doing something else. I think that in this context, as Heather was saying before, you cannot build a community unless all those three elements are working together. It's just flawed.
There's always the nightmare stories about the PR company who had their intern go and astroturf their client's message on a bunch of blogs, saying, I found this really great product, check it out at www.productname.com. And that's really where that authenticity needs to come through. I don't think there's anything wrong if you have something of value to the people you're trying to communicate your message to, into going into their space and saying it because A, they're there, B, they're already talking about it, and C, the internet is a place for people to express their opinions and views. So as long as you're offering value and being authentic about it, I think that there is absolutely space for brands to reach consumers online.